I'm Austin Blair, the photo video manager for Zappos.com. This presentation, video optimization, how to build your video process to scale. We're going to be covering, basically, I'll take you guys through a timeline of Zappos' video process from when we first started shooting product description videos, why we started shooting product description videos, and how that process and the video output has changed over time. How many of you guys have shopped at Zappos.com? Awesome, awesome. How many of you guys have seen the videos that are on the product pages? Cool. Did they help? Yeah. Cool, good, good. So Zappos.com and video. We started to shoot product description videos, like the ones that most of you guys have seen, in 2009. Originally, it was a group of 7 people. It was just an idea. Zappos is all about customer service, so we thought, hey, we have images, why not have sound and someone actually taking you through that product and showing you the product. We found that it makes a huge difference, when you can actually see the product in someone's hands, them telling you about it. You can see how heavy something is, how flexible a shoe is. Lots of different things that you don't necessarily get from written description or an image. Something important too to mention about the videos is that, and this is still true today actually, the products can go live with just images. So we're not necessarily waiting on the video to be done before we can actually sell that product. But the video is very helpful, so obviously we want to get those up as quickly as possible. So this is just an example of a very early video from 2009.
Hi, we're from Zappos.com, and this is the Puma Speed Cat SD. Apparently, Puma's like bacon, because this has a soft pig leather upper. When you're going fast, the lace-up design will keep them from popping off your feet. What is this? Oh, it has a removable insole! Flexible, low-profile rubber outsole with tire tread to help you go fast. Check out the Puma Speed Cat. It's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, so definitely Zappos has a fun, quirky culture. The point of the videos, too, when we first started, was that we wanted to showcase our company culture. That's definitely a huge thing with Zappos. So we wanted these videos to not only help sell products, but also convey the company culture that we have as well. So they do a little bit of entertaining, but they also show you the product. And you'll see later kind of the evolution of the videos. But I think some of the early things to kind of point out is that when we first started doing videos, there was no reins really set on it. So you could shoot as many clips as you wanted. You could be crazy. All sorts of things, and all of these clips were left in for the editors to kind of sift through. Every video was different, and that was not a very scalable thing for us. When you're producing thousands of videos, having your process as, lack of a better word, as cookie cutter as possible, so that you can churn out, the videos. So we had to bring some reins on it, and you'll see. Call-outs. Each bay that we were shooting in required 2 people, so you had not only the person that was on the camera, but also someone operating the camera. Everyone on the team would rotate. When they first started, the 7 people, they were filling all functions of the department. So you would have one person that, April there that you saw in the video, she could have been on camera that day, and the next day been editing. So they had really kind of these jack of all trades, master of none type thing going on with the entire department, where they were rotating around, and that's not a very scalable solution either. When you look at hiring and growing and bringing more people on, it's easier to fill those specific skill sets. It's easier to hire an editor than hiring an editor who also is great on camera, and fits the shoe size that we need. So being able to break those things out, those pieces of the process, we were able to scale. When they first started, the current rate was 25 videos per bay, and we had 3 bays, so that was a maximum of 375 videos a week. So we determined that products with videos sell better than those without, and they were a success. So the next year, 2010, the business wanted 50,000 videos. So we were going from 7,000 to 50,000. Makes sense, right? And it's easy. So what do we do? So this is another big part as far as building a scalable workflow. You evaluate the resources that you have, and you decide what resources do you need. And every part of the process can be broken into these 3 things: people, process, or technology. And that's really something that we use in all parts of our business, really. It's a people issue, a process issue, or a technology issue. And all of those can change and evolve. So the major callouts for getting to 50,000, we noticed that some people edited faster, as I mentioned before, how everyone was doing everything. We decided to break those positions out, and that helped tremendously. And we realized that the daily goal would have to go up from 25 to 50, 100% increase. And we also added two more video bays, so that gave us 5 total. And if you do the math there, it's a little funky. For the sake of this presentation, I just kept it at years, but obviously as time goes on, our process was evolving. Once we kind of nailed it down to an intro, body, and outro, the editor got those 3 clips, grabs those 3 down, dissolves in between music, and they were good to go. So kind of a QA piece that was integrated into the workflow. And this proved to be very, very scalable, and it also increased the editors, the amount that they could edit, from about 200 videos a day to about 700, which was a pretty huge increase. Also, at the time when we first started, we were shooting videos for apparel. So again, not only were they hiring for someone who could edit videos, be good in front of the camera, but also that ideally had a body that modeled the clothes well. Which obviously that's a very difficult thing to find, and in fact I don't think we really ever had it. So what we did do was integrate the video for the apparel piece into the photography workflow. Also, with the 50,000, we again, as I mentioned, this process was kind of evolving the entire time. We were able to test and find out that people really liked seeing the shoe shot. If you're buying a pair of shoes, ideally you like to see that on someone's foot. How it looks, how high a boot shaft comes up, those sorts of things. So that was also integrated into the process, which proved pretty problematic, because you're adding another element into the scalability there, where as you hire people, you're having to hire people with certain shoe sizes. Or you're having to, it gets, it was getting pretty complicated, where.
You're a fine video editor, but your foot is too small?
Right, yeah, well, exactly. It was pretty ridiculous, right? So we learned over time, and eventually that was separated. So here's an example of what the 2010 videos kind of evolved to with the shoe shot.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Grant. Today we're going to check out the ZX 500 Leather 2010. This cool shoe has a leather upper. You have synthetic panels right here across the toe, as well as the traditional Adidas 3-stripe. Great lace-up system there to give you a nice secure fit, and on the inside you have a very soft lining to help wick away moisture. Extra padding around that collar is going to be comfortable as well, and I love the laces have these cool little colorful contrasting tips to go along with these colorful contrasting stripes along the base. Flexible design is going to be awesome, and it sits all on top of that synthetic outsole. That's going to be real stable. Classic 80s inspired sneakers, the ZX 500 Leather from Adidas.
So you notice it's pretty simple. Intro, shoe shop was inserted, body, and then outro. So by the end of 2010, we actually did meet the 50,000 goal. We actually shot around 58,000 that year. We were able to do this we were very scrappy about it. So video doesn't always have to be, super expensive. We were close to the product, get the product in, shoot the videos. The more the people shot, the more comfortable they got, the quicker they got, the more efficient they became. And again, too, as far as scalability is concerned, efficiency. I think efficiency and scalability obviously go hand in hand. So, so 2011, Zappos has a thing called, we call them BHAGs, which are just very audacious goals. So 2011, the goal was 100,000 videos. I puked a little bit in my mouth when I heard that. No, but again, we were, the process was ever evolving. So when you hear a goal of 100,000, right after you've shot 58,000, you just kind of roll with it. You are constantly looking at your process for improved efficiency. So again, as far as us making the efficiencies and the improvements to the process, I just wanted to point out, and I think this seems very obvious, but may not always do it, is ask the people that are closest to the process. Ask the people that are doing it. What is the most difficult part of your job? What would make it easier? And where do you think efficiencies could be made? Shoe shots were the worst. That was, I think, looking back now, that's a very obvious problem. But again, just kind of rolling with the punches, trying to get to 100,000 videos, we realized that we needed to hire people with a certain size shoe so that we could flag that same, just a consistent size to come to the studio, and it's routed to this one model. Not to sound too creepy, but someone with nice legs, nice feet that actually really represented the product well. So that's what we did. We hired 2 foot models, and by doing that, we were able to take the rate. I mentioned the 50 videos a day prior. During that process, again, it was just completely evolving. We decided to go to a donut shift, so basically 10 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and gave everyone a rest on Wednesday. So at the time, you'll see that I have 64 videos a day. That was based on the 4-day, 10-hour week. Yeah, so on average, the video team can produce about 1,500 to 2,000 videos a week. And this didn't include the apparel videos that were going on with the photo process. So here's an example of what it currently looks like, and you'll notice the new foot model shot. Before, it was on that nasty wood floor, and it was you could tell that it was the camera there, and it was dropped down. It was a terrible angle. So this actually gives you a better view of the shoe.
Hello, I'm Crystal, and this is the Liana Plain Pump from Rockport. This classic pump is definitely a must-have with its beautiful silhouette and its slightly pointed toe. It is nice and flexible and has lots of cushioning in the footbed to keep you smiling while you're on your feet all day. You also have a heel there for some height. There is nothing plain about this beauty. Pick it up. It's from Rockport.
So for 2012, we decided not to mention publicly how many videos we're going to produce. I do. I know what we internally wanted to meet, and I will say it's more than the 104,000, and we're on track to do that. But what we didn't want to do is kind of target, set a target that we absolutely had to meet this obligation, and then go back to the public if we weren't able to meet it. So, who knows? We might mention something publicly next year. So, is there more room to scale? Sure, there's always room for scaling, right? So, again, just keeping in mind the efficiencies, currently where we're at, there's no more room to necessarily build more video bays. So one of the things that we've talked about is moving into like a B shift. So we try to keep it super fun. And the video team, again, kind of going back to the bigger thing with Zappos as far as like hiring for culture, just really, really looking at the hiring process and who we do bring in and making that such a close group, such a close family, that honestly all of these guys are friends, so it's enjoyable to come to work, Are you tired after 120 shoes? Probably, but they all definitely love what they do, and if they were tired or they're feeling sick or they're hoarse or something like that, we work around it to substitute. So again, we're always looking for the small incremental process improvements because again, as far as scalability is concerned, efficiency and scalability go hand in hand. So continuously evaluate the people, process, and technology. And we are always keeping in the back of our minds, kind of the scalability of what we are implementing. So if we had something that maybe it was a small change that we wanted to make, but it's going to create, maybe a bottleneck at the end of the process or before that, we might think twice about before we implement it.